Human Labor as Automation, the Evolution of Job and Social Security Across History. This essay examines human labor as a form of automation, where work has historically been organized into repetitive, predictable roles, resembling automated systems. It explores how this structured approach to labor has influenced job security, or stability within one's work, and social security, which provides economic safety nets in times of job loss. By examining labor through this lens, the paper aims to trace how shifts in work structures have impacted the interplay between job security and social security, providing a foundation for understanding labor's evolving role in economic stability. In early societies, human work was largely subsistence-based and immediate, with roles focused on survival tasks like hunting and gathering. Though formal job security did not exist, early communities offered informal social support based on shared resources, a rudimentary form of social security. Task specialization based on skill and age emerged gradually, setting a foundation for more structured labor roles that would evolve over time, hinting at future systems where security was tied to labor stability within communities. The agricultural revolution allowed communities to settle and create stable, role-based labor, with predictable cycles and enforced tasks tied to land ownership and hierarchy. While job security increased within agricultural roles, social security remained informal, dependent on community bonds and mutual dependency. The advent of structured agricultural work marked the beginning of organized labor and introduced dependency relationships between workers and landowners, a foundational concept for future job and social security systems. As civilizations like Egypt and Rome expanded, they developed sophisticated labor structures that included skilled workers and enslaved people, the latter forced into repetitive, task-based work resembling human automation. Skilled artisans enjoyed relative job stability, while free citizens benefited from early state-sponsored support systems. This period introduced both structured employment roles and hierarchical social support, representing a foundational relationship between job stability and the development of early social safety nets. In medieval Europe, job security was tied to land obligations in a feudal system, where serfs depended on landowners for basic protections in exchange for labor. Meanwhile, guilds provided skilled workers with stability through structured roles and collective support, including early forms of healthcare and financial aid. These systems provided both job-based and guild-based social security, which fostered early social protections, showing the interdependence of labor stability and security within medieval society. The transatlantic slave trade marked a period of intense forced labor, particularly in the Americas, where enslaved Africans provided structured, repetitive work for colonial economies without any job or social security. This system of enforced labor was purely exploitative, automating agricultural labor for profit without worker protection. In contrast, free workers in these economies began to benefit from limited labor rights and social supports, highlighting a growing divide between structured labor as an enforced system and labor with protections. The Industrial Revolution transformed labor by introducing mechanized factory work, where job stability was increasingly tied to economic cycles and employer demand. Poor working conditions led to early labor movements that advocated for social protections, such as workers' compensation. This era marked a significant shift from enforced to paid employment, where structured labor became integral to industrial production but revealed a growing need for formal social security systems to stabilize workers affected by unpredictable job conditions. With the rise of scientific management, structured labor expanded to office roles, aiming to maximize efficiency through role standardization and process control. As labor became increasingly organized, industrialized nations introduced formal social security systems like pensions and unemployment insurance, addressing the financial risks of fluctuating job stability. This period strengthened the relationship between job and social security, with structured roles supported by early welfare systems to enhance worker stability. The post-war economic boom led to stable, long-term corporate employment with layered organizational structures that offered predictable roles, job-based security, and employer-sponsored benefits like healthcare and pensions. As job security became directly tied to corporate benefits, national social security systems expanded to supplement employer-based provisions, ensuring economic stability even when job-based security fluctuated. This era highlighted the dual dependency on job security and social security in providing comprehensive economic safety for workers. Advances in digital automation reduced the need for human labor in routine tasks, shifting many jobs to knowledge-based roles that required strategic thinking. As job stability declined with the rise of computerization, governments expanded social safety nets to support displaced workers, addressing growing reliance on social security for economic stability. This period underscored the increasing importance of public social security as a counterbalance to the eroding job security within a digitally transforming labor market. In the 21st century, the rise of AI and gig work further disrupted job stability, creating flexible but insecure employment arrangements that left workers increasingly dependent on social security. To address this, many countries broadened social security to cover gig and non-traditional workers, recognizing the need for social safety nets amidst declining job-based security. As technology-driven work becomes more common, social security has become essential for economic stability, underscoring the need to adapt policies to support flexible labor markets. In conclusion, structured human labor has historically functioned as a form of automation, balancing job and social security across different eras. It highlights how changes in job security drove the evolution of social security systems, with each labor transition requiring social supports to stabilize workers' economic conditions. Reflecting on these historical patterns, the paper emphasizes the need for policies that balance labor flexibility with comprehensive social security to support an increasingly uncertain and technology-driven labor market.